you know, just missing out on another morning of elk hunting. But it's going to be for a good cause. We're changing camp locations for the third time. Because we have found an area with elk. Which differs from the last area we were in. But it's a 3-hour drive from here to where the elk are, so we are relocating. And unfortunately we have to give up a couple hours of hunting this morning to be able to do that.
There's something about a sunrise, warming up a blue sky, shining through the trees, bouncing off the peaks that'll clear up your mind. There's no other peace like up here at daylight.
Well, it's morning of day something, September 11th, and pretty special day. Be a good day to kill an elk on. And we've got one bugling clear across the canyon. So Donnie and Corey went another direction to chase an elk, and we came back to where we got into the one yesterday. Pretty sure this one's a different bull.
I think so, yeah.
So we're going to bugle again, see if we can pinpoint him. We're going to drive down. The road actually goes all the way into the bottom, so we're going to get down there and hopefully get one more bugle out of him to pinpoint him.
Climb up and say hi.
Call him in. Hopefully the wind will cooperate. That's kind of the nemesis out here.
No, you learn to just accept it.
Well, you got to just take a chance.
Yeah.
Because there's never a consistent thermal like what we're used to. We get consistency. Here it's like right now the wind's coming this way. You walk over the hill and it'll be going that way. And then over here it's coming this way. It's just,
you don't like it where you are, just move 5 yards.
And that's what the elk do too. Alright, we're going to see if we can answer one more time and then go chase him.
If we're wrong, we're both wrong.
You guys not even close?
Oh yeah, we are.
Within 100 yards of each other.
For sure.
So one of the cool features of Onyx maps, and John's going to have some editing work to do here because he's going to have to edit out names of drainages and everything, but if you go in Central right there, and now you've got this little blue flashing thing, so when we hear a bugle, we point our phone right in the direction of the bugle, and then we put a waypoint right there, and we know really closely where that bull's at. But he could be, like you said, he could be just on the back side of it, and we can hear from up there to the back side. But it sounded like he was pretty straight shot.
To us, up there?
At that distance, and to hear it that clear, I think he had to be completely on the side, I think.
Yeah, I can definitely do that.
That way, if you have to make, we heard him loud and clear, and I can't hear him from here, at least gives us, he's either in one of those draws.
That would mean he's back.
He's either back off that, or he's in the draw from here. But we should, from this point, even if he's in that draw, I guess he could be back tucked in, just on the back side of that, maybe. It'd just be nice to know which side of the ridge he's on.
For sure.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just wait here. So Shannon's going to drive back up on top, bugle across again, see if he can hear him. I'm going to wait here and see if I can hear him. And if he answers and I hear him, then we'll know where he's at. If I don't hear him and Shannon hears him, then that gives us a good idea. He's tucked in a draw, he's on the back side of the ridge. So. Did he answer you right after your second bugle?
Yes. Chuckle.
All we heard was just some very faint echoes of a chuckle, like we could barely hear it. So I'm pretty sure he's tucked in that draw.
Oh yeah, okay.
It just sounded like he was right around the fold of the mountain there.
Yeah.
So we're basically going to have to get on that ridge.
Check the
Or
wind.
above him, yeah.
I think coming up this ridge, if the wind's right, coming up that's going to be our easiest bet. That's going to be tough, man.
This stuff in here, I was just looking. Looks like we got some good timber there.
Okay.
Yeah, all this is just thick brush, but if we can navigate up through that somehow and side hill through that big timber maybe.
Yeah. Where there's a will, there's a way. You saw that yesterday. Get your swimming trunks on. Swimming through salmon berry.
No kidding. Ready. Just get up where you can see. Should be. Yeah, straight over that way. Then you'll probably circle around it. Yeah. The easiest route. Just get up there, 60 or 80 yards where we can see. Good, good. Let's just get up here so we can hammer the backside of that. I don't know, may go that way. There might be like a saddle where they're at in there. It looks like you've got the high knob right here, and it saddles. No, they're not. Might be sitting right in there. Pretty sure it was a bugle and chuckles I heard. Did you hear it, Tim? I couldn't tell. It was something. I didn't. There should be like a big game trail somewhere. You want to go right straight up there? That or something a little this way. If he comes top up there, like maybe not
sit and wait. Boom. Eventually it'll just somewhere. They always do. They always get that last word. You can't be too terrible for it. And I doubt we bumped them. I didn't see any first tracks. That would be the only spot I'd be concerned about when it debedded, but there was nothing fresh in there, so. He's still sitting right where he was. Wherever it is. Yeah, wherever it is. We heard him that clear. Over there. See it right here. It's way over there. Could be around. I mean, you'd think he'd be able to hear us. Oh, he probably can hear us. Just not close enough. He just not done. Something's on that ridge. You can see right there. Yeah, why don't you stay 60, 80 yards ahead of me? Yeah. I want to know I'm coming. Yeah. Maybe snapping every now and then. We'll go another, we'll go to where you can see good next. Keep going kind of that direction. You gotta swings back around. Look at that. Finally relocated the bull. I think he's about 300, maybe 400 yards that way. He's bugling a little better now that we're getting close, but now the problem is we're up in a saddle. A whole bunch of draws come up together and the wind's all swirly here. Kind of afraid to move any closer, but we aren't in a good spot here either. This wind has just been crazy. And it's not like it's strong wind, it just blows this way for a bit and then back this way. Like he was a lot louder the last two times. I think if he turns and he bugles at us, he's loud. Just on that ridge, yeah. The wind is not good. I noticed it. I was sinking. Staying on that end, that side. My problem is when it switches, it goes just like that. God, I almost gotta get him to come and turn. It'd be awesome, yeah. It's good now. Yeah. Can't you just call him into right here? These rosies, man, I think you gotta get close enough for them to care. Sometimes it's longer than others, you know. It just depends. But it's a lot of effort for them to walk. Tell me about it. They're lazy. top of that ridge over. The last time he bugled it was definitely not line of sight. I don't think we dropped. I think we got close enough to where something got between us. So he's pushing off. That's not really good. I don't want to chase him around now. Maybe he was just on that ridge the whole time. Maybe he's just 20 feet off the back of it now. Monkey chuckles. Can I bugle at him? I'm so mad at him, I want to just scream something. Still up there. He's back to being Mr. Timid. I couldn't see coming up the hill because of all the fern dust in my eyes. I couldn't breathe because of all the fern dust in my nose. Couldn't hear because of all the flies buzzing in my ear. Let's go on Roosevelt's, they said. It'll be fun, they said. It's just fueling the fire even more. Is there a little draw right there? So, I've been off that point before. There's a pebble in between there. It comes straight down. There's a little one that kicks off. Then there's a big one that comes down. Sound like he was in a little draw, like right in those shadows over in there. Maybe even on, is there a little ridge right there on the right? There is a flat spot. There is a little, it splits. So there's like a bowl in their face. But he sounded to me like he was maybe on that. A little left more. More on the left. He's not. I mean, he's even below us still. Yeah, he definitely wasn't above us any. I got him in about... What's that? I got him in about 800 feet. Big Creek, or the road. 400. We're at about 800, aren't we? We are. Yeah, we're at 840. Roughly. I can probably hear it. What's that? Upper right, can't hear it from no. We have to climb up in. Hopefully the wind stays going that way and climb in. Now it's warmed up. You can take it from me. 321 yards across there from right here. You can almost shoot that. I think we probably some of the worst vine maple and brush. We've got a bull bugling up the hill, probably 200 yards, so we're going to try to get up close to his level. The wind was going that way, which was good. Now we're on the bottom here, so it's kind of swirling all over, but hopefully we get up there, I can still feel it pulling that way. The bull's over there, so if we can keep the wind going that way, we should be good. What's that? Stand up. You're gonna keep it up. I don't know. Do you need help? You got this from here. I'm right here if you need me. Hey, Coach, I have a play jet today. You did. You got a single. But that was during a timeout. That was there. If we get up by a bunch, can I go in, Coach? No. If we get beat by a bunch, you go. We did good. Next game, maybe. That's a good start. think that's what we have to do. He's not going to come down, I don't think. We're in a good position to have Tweedledee and Tweedledum calling in for us, so. Well, that might work. I don't know. They'll come into this. I mean, I've got shooting lanes all over up there. Hunter right there at 20 yards. Oh, he's going. He was like right here just walking. He won't stand there, staring right down at us. I got to be cat that guy up there. I can hear him coming up. Man, I can hear that. Man. That's a hunter. That's a hunter. Right there, bull. Slipped in front of us. Bull's right there on the ridge at 35 yards. He's coming up. You're kidding? No. Yeah, I saw the bull up there raking a tree. Yeah, he was right there. All the way right up to him. It was him that just barked. Yeah, I heard that. That's 2 elk now. pretty rare here. Cow standing in the road down there, truck drives around the corner. Get out and start bugling.
We had a bull at 25 yards and their truck pulled up below us. They started bugling.
Oh wow, how did he get up there?
He came right past us.
He bombed it up there somehow. Did he?
The bull was standing right.
The road's up there too.
The bull was standing right here. And we were right there. And then the hunter just comes running right by us up the ridge.
Okay. Did he see you?
Not until after he got right up there.
Oh, he did see you though. And you were bugling right here. He didn't even look. He had to know.
It was us. We were slipping right there 20 yards from him. Well, we were beat by the wind, we were beat by the elk, and to finish the day off we were beat by another hunter. I don't mind at all the fact that we were sharing the woods with other people. In fact, I enjoy that and want other people to be elk hunting, but when somebody comes right in front of us and we have an elk at 35 yards and they walk right in front of us and push the elk up the hill, and then when I cow call at him and give him one of these, he gives me one of those. Gotta have some consideration for others out here. We hiked clear up into the basin here today and got in on that first bull and spent most of the good part of the middle of the day on him. And as we were coming back out, two bulls answered on this side of the canyon, so we dropped down and hit the road, knowing there's a road here, and climbed up. We probably climbed up 300 yards and the bull bugled a little bit below us, so we dropped down and it was just a tangled mess. And we were within 30 or 35 yards of him for probably 30 minutes. And we slipped underneath him, and when we got underneath him, we looked down, and on the road there was a cow. And we thought, hey, we're between the cow and the bull, which is a good place to be. And then a truck pulls up, and they didn't know we were here, so no fault of theirs for that. And they got out and started blowing their cow calls, and the bull above us busted out and went up. And then the bull off to our left started screaming, and so we moved over onto him, and as we were moving in, we could hear the two hunters coming up the hill blowing the cow calls. And I had the bull at 35 yards raking, and he turned to the right, and we scrambled up to the left, up the ridge, and he came back to the left, and John said, he's right there. And I'm looking, trying to see him, and all of a sudden I see a hunter come right by us, right up the ridge, 20 yards from us, pushed the bull up into the brush. And that ends September 11th. Not the way we thought it would end. Thought that was going to happen. Hopefully Donnie and Corey had a little better luck than we did. We got into elk today, got into some bugling.
Yeah, it was non-stop pretty much all day. And one right off the bat this morning. And then another one while we were working that one. And then we were trying to relocate that second one. And then this other one fired off. And then trying to pinpoint him, we heard another one up the canyon that bull was in. And we were just going from bull to bull to bull today, and still unable to get it done. You know, getting closer.
We were close. We were 8 yards from that first bull up on the hill here. 8 yards from him, and we could hear him moving. I mean, it was just, we had 4 yards of visibility. And Shannon said, just walk right at him. Just walk right through the brush at him, and we did. And at 8 yards, he decided that was too much noise, too close. So he turned and ran, but he only ran 10 yards and stood there at 18 yards. And of course, we could only see 6 yards still. So Played cat and mouse in the brush inside 30 yards with him, just crashing brush. He'd crash brush. Shannon said, just walk right at him. So he did. He held his ground, but
He did.
we had him there. We popped right underneath him, and I thought, anyway he goes, if he comes down, if he goes left, if he goes right, we've got shooting lanes. And
Yeah.
then the truck stopped and started cow calling. Trucks don't usually cow call.
No, he didn't.
So today's strategy for success that's brought to you by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, I wanted to have Shannon explain something that we did on a bull last night, on a couple bulls actually, that I probably never would have done, something we can't do and can't get away with Rocky Mountain elk, and that's just being aggressive and going straight at them in the brush.
Yeah, what I've found with these Roosevelts is they'll a lot of times just hold their ground, and in this thick cover, you can push right at them. That bull just stand there waiting to see the other bull. Ideally, what happens is you get to a point where you can actually get a shot on him. It doesn't always work out like that, but
Which in that thick brush is usually 3 to 4 yards.
It's super close, man. A lot of my shots are 6, 7, 8 yards or whatever it is. But yeah, pushing right at him. Hopefully there's an opening where he's standing and you can get a shot on him. Rarely do I see him spook. Sometimes they'll move off, but a lot of times that helps your case out anyway. So
Move into an open spot
yeah,
that you can
they'll
pop out
just
into.
like push back or move to the side or something, and that's really what you need. You know, you're calling these bulls in, and sometimes they'll just stop and stand there, and you don't know exactly what happened. Like, did he walk off? Is he standing there? Is it over? So pushing right directly straight at him and not trying to be quiet doing it, just walking like an elk would walk right through the thick brush. Has proven successful for me, so I continue to use that tactic quite a bit.
No, I just know on that bull, you know, it was as thick as anything we'd hunted in over here, and he was on the other side of it 100 yards away, and we could hear him trying to push through it, and then it just got quiet. And Shannon said, just go straight at him. And I was like,
Yeah.
like straight at him? There's no way I'm gonna be quiet. And so we did. We went, and we only made it about 10 yards, and the bull was standing there at 8 yards from us. And he whirled, ran 10 yards, and then turned around and stopped, and we could hear him crunching. We were within 30 or 35 yards of him for probably 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and doing that same thing. We just pushed through the brush, and he'd move up about 20 yards and stand where he could see, and then we'd hold our ground, and he'd come down a little, and it didn't work out for a shot on that one, but it definitely opened my eyes to
aggression
on
advance
that.
on him. You
I
know,
mean, we're aggressive on Rocky Mountains
Absolutely.
in a different way. You just, you know, these things, they don't seem to worry too much about movement, things like that. They just, I mean, you can get away with being at full draw at 30 yards and taking a couple steps to get into a window, and I think a lot of times we might be a little too timid and miss out on opportunities instead of creating them.
Yeah, I've found that making the shot happen works on a little higher percentage rate than letting the shot materialize.
Yeah.
Because you can get away with the movement, and the bull expects to see another bull, which is going to be moving and making lots of noise. So I just use their own body size against them. Really, you know, they're not it's not a finesse game with these Roosevelt at all. You know, and that's why I locate, I barge right at them, and I usually don't stop my advance until I'm within depending on the sight curtain, within a spot I think I might be able to get a shot on them. I don't expect them to ever come to me more than 100 yards. In this country, going side hill to them is really tough. As you saw, all the draws are full of salmonberry and vine maple and everything else that gets in your way. Ideally, depending on the wind, going above them, being on their ridge line works well, but you just don't get a pick the spot here. Kind of like maybe what you would do.
Yeah. You make do with what you've got.
Do.
It seems like there's options.
There is. You're 8 yards away. You didn't get a shot that time. Next time, it probably would work. You know, it's a pretty high percentage rate that you're going to get an opportunity. It may not be a big window. A big window is like 8 inches. It's more like a 4-inch window.
Threading the needle through
there. It's tough hunting, but it's a ton of fun, man. It's a ton of fun getting that close to these elk.
It is.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's today's strategy for success. And again, it's sponsored by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, and Shannon is a wealth of Roosevelt elk hunting knowledge. So we're going to continue to tap into him and tap into that knowledge and see if we can get close to a couple more bulls.
I look forward to it.
Awesome. Do you have a dad joke? I've been getting comments about your dad jokes.
No, nobody wants to hear those.
You keep forgetting to tell them out in the field.
What do I got? Well, the side project I got going, we're filming a series on how to fly an airplane.
Oh?
Yeah, today we're filming the pilot. Took John a second to get that one even.
We'll have to make this outro a little bit longer just so the people watching have time to get that one. Another good day of action in Roosevelt elk country in Oregon.
Yes.
So, unfortunately, we aren't seeing much of Donnie.
Nope.
We split up, and Shannon and I are hunting one side of the mountain, and then Donnie and Corey are hunting the other side. And I think we keep rolling the lucky dice and getting into elk.
Yes, they do.
So.
We're scouting.
Still looking.
There's so much terrain over there to cover. You hear bugle, like Corey said yesterday. You locate one across the canyon, and it's taken 5 or 6 hours to get across that canyon to them.
And then you get up in there and you wander around. It's like, I don't know. You have to be within a few hundred yards. Yeah. And you saw that today with Shannon and I. We located a bull across the canyon, moved in there, and it, again, 3 hours, 4 hours something, and all of a sudden the bull bugles up ahead of us. Just, we get 20 yards closer and can hear it now. Yeah. So Shannon's such a good guy. Shannon and Corey just, I mean, they both sacrificed a week of hunting time to basically grab us and lead us around and show us how they do it. And it's, yeah. I'm learning a ton and having a great time.
Yeah, we're get out of the rig and, nope, I'm not grabbing my bow.
Yeah.
Grab your bow.
Yeah, they aren't even bringing
It's their hunting season. They have the same tags in their pockets.
Yep. Leaving the bows in the cars to
give it up for us.
Yep. Either that or leaving the bows in the back of the car to give the little cars traction.
Add a little weight.
Now, you saw me today finally get to bugle. And I don't know if Shannon was too impressed by it, but yeah. There's just, I realized today that my ability to interact with the elk is a way to vent frustration. And when an elk will not respond and just cooperate with what we're doing, I need to tell him how frustrated I am. And so I was able to do that today. And it actually, you know, we mixed it up a little with some cow calls. And I know Shannon and Corey don't use cow calls much. And this bull today wanted to hear cow calls a little and got a little bit fired up, and we ran up after him. If you've not been on the Oregon coast and experienced the dust on the ferns,
oh my gosh,
it's unbelievable. It poured down rain for the last 3 days, and now walking up through there, it's just a cloud of dust in our face and in our mouths the whole time. It's an experience worth going there just for that.
Yes, highly recommended.
Oh, I mean, not going there just for that's what I meant. I think the highlight of the day was us getting back. We were dropping back off the mountain, and it was 5, 6 o'clock in the evening, and 2 bulls actually answered across the other side. So we went down to where the car was parked, and then climbed back up. We only went 300 yards up the hill and got into the elk, which, you know, we're thinking, hey, this is going to be an easy pack, but there was a downside to it. And that downside came to be. The first thing, we were tight with this bull. We were within 30 yards of him, and it's just so thick. You could hear him like moaning and whining, trying to get through the brush, and then it'd just go quiet. And he's standing there listening. We're standing there listening for somebody to make a move. And Shannon finally said, just get in the brush and go at him. Just go straight at him. And I thought, first off, I'm not going to have a shot if I do that. Second off, he's going to turn and run and not come back. And that's where Roosevelt elk differ from Rocky Mountain elk, is we got right in the brush and we bumped nose to nose with that bull at like 7 yards. And he turned and ran 20 yards and stopped in the brush and continued bugling there. So As we were pushing through the brush, we got out on the other side. We got in a good place for that bull and looked down on the road. Literally, we're 60 yards above the road, and there's a cow elk in the road feeding on the grass growing along there. And we thought, perfect, we're between the bull and the cow, and it's going to happen. And unfortunately, we're on public land and we're next to a road. So you can guess what happens. The car drives up, they see the cow elk, they bail out with their bows and their cow calls, and anyway, it almost worked out. We moved up the hill on the second bull that was bugling, and listen, there's no fault to those hunters for seeing that elk in the road and bailing out. We'd have done the same thing, but I think the part that frustrated us was we're moving up on this bull. He's screaming, we're bugling with him. Shannon's back bugling. John and I are moving up on the bull. He's 25 yards in front of us on the ridge. All he has to do is come over the ridge. We're locked in there. And all of a sudden we hear cow calls coming up to our left. And I look, and there's a hunter walking 30 yards from us right up the ridge, and the bull's right there. And he glances over at us and just like, he almost gets more intense, like he needs to beat us, and starts hiking harder up the hill. We're set up. We're in locked in, ready to shoot mode. And the guy goes above us. The bull runs up the hill and starts barking. So I get up on the hill 10 yards or so, and I cow call to the guy, and he turns around and looks at me, and I give him one of these, like, what are you doing? He waves me off. He gives me one of these, like, go back down to the road. Yeah, that was frustrating. That, you know, getting the elk shot out from under you.
Yeah.
That happens. There was no fault there at all. Yeah. Somebody cutting us off in front of a bull, that's blatant belligerence.
Keep on walking by.
Yeah. Yeah, I was pretty frustrated that night.
Yeah.
So, but we got into elk again. We had call-ins. We caught a glimpse of the first one. We caught a glimpse of the next two there. We saw the cow on the road. Good bugling action. The bulls are firing pretty good. So, as frustrating as that was, we're optimistic. Tomorrow's new day, and just keep after them.
And we have quite a few bugles marked on our Onyx of where to go tomorrow. So.
Yep. Yeah. So. Sorry we don't get to see you a whole lot.
That's all right.
We do have a camera with Donnie, but there is no action. There's some of these days are slow enough that we don't want to bore everybody completely to death.
Corey and I had a lot of fun. You just have to trust me on that.
The other Corey.
Yeah.
Shannon and I had a lot of fun, and you get to see it. So.
Yeah.
Giveaway today. Don't forget, just comment below, and we'll pick a winner to win tub of MTN OPS Ignite, the YETI Rambler, and the elk call package today, including the 3-pack of diaphragms. These are the Elk 101. You get the Champ, the Contender, and the All-Star in there. Go to elk101.com/destination elk to get an extra chance in these daily giveaways.
Comment below. Let us know what you think so far.
Subscribe. If you aren't subscribed to the Elk 101 channel, just subscribe.
Yep.
Is there any negative that comes from subscribing?
I don't think there is.
Yeah, nothing's going to happen bad. We can't even send you messages or anything, so yeah.
I'm subscribed to quite a few, and it lets me know when there's more elk content that I can watch. So
yep. Yeah, subscribe and then hit that little bell. The bell, I guess, says if you want notified when a new episode comes out. So
yep.
I know you know it's coming every night at 6 o'clock Pacific time, but we need some help with our subscribers. So subscribe. Help us grow this. We doubled from last year. Let's double again during Destination Elk V2. So for the next 23 days, that's a stretch.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're gonna set goals, set big goals.
Yeah.
Subscribe, please, down there. Just hit that. We've got gear coming up. More good gear. Got more good. We're getting down to. We got 2 days left.
I think it's 2
days. Yeah. Yeah, we're getting into elk. It'll happen. We're getting opportunities every day, pretty much. So, just a matter of time.
It's been fun. It's definitely been fun.
Yeah. Okay. Can't think of anything else to keep you away from whatever you're doing at home, but thank you. Thanks for joining us so far in the journey, and it's getting better every single day.
We'll be back tomorrow with more ferns.
Should we give them a teaser?
Yeah, sure.
You don't want to miss tomorrow.
No.
You don't want to miss any day, but tomorrow especially. I may or may not be at full draw.
Yep.
With, you know what? Well, I'll leave it at that. But we are going to give away a prime black bow when I kill an elk. So.
Yes.
And I get to draw my prime black bow tomorrow.
First time on an elk.
Is it? First time, don't say that. First time I'm going to draw the bow. It's not the first time I drew the bow.
Yes.
Okay. We're wasting your time at this point. Thanks for being here. See you tomorrow.